All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. Want to go over all the recent hottest plays, the best patterns, the top students crushing it, just so that you can learn what to focus on every single day. Every single day right now, there are 5, 10, sometimes even 15 good plays. And I'm talking pre-market, at the open, midday, afternoon, and even after hours. So I want you to really capitalize. Obviously, everyone's different time zones, different personalities, different account size, different experience levels, different risk tolerances. But understand, the market is on fire right now. The overall market is actually down a little bit lately, just the past week. But the market for traders is on fire. And my students and I are having a record week. I am so proud of so many of you. I'm going to call out some of you in this video. I'm sorry if I don't keep up with everybody. Frankly, there's just too many right now. It's a good problem to have. But I want you to understand what's working for students, what's working for me, and then you can try to, capitalize yourself. And I want you to leave a comment underneath this video saying, I love this market. 4 words that will help me understand who actually is ready to capitalize. Because some people are just like, I don't know, Tim, the overall market's down. Dell just got crushed on earnings. Salesforce just got crushed on earnings. Nvidia is off its highs. And I'm like, shut up. Stop watching CNBC. Stop trading these big cap companies where, frankly, they're too unpredictable. And you can't use your small account to your advantage. Every single trade that I'm going to bring up in this video is all about using a small account to take trades that big accounts cannot. And this is why I'm able to make a few $1,000s a day. This is why a lot of my students are making a few hundred or a few $1,000s a day. And this is how it begins. This is how I create millionaires from scratch, learning to take singles. You can take bigger positions later on. But if I can teach you how to make $1,000, all you need to do, obviously there's going to be some losses, but if you can make $1,000 1,000 times, that's $1 million. So if I can teach you to cut losses, and if I can teach you to make an average of $1,000 per trade, you will become a millionaire in time. It's going to take a while. Some trades might be bigger, some might be, smaller. Some markets are hotter than others, but this is the market to really push it with your education. I got to start off this video by congratulating David. David Hanlon, he has been in Italy with me the past few days. I got to, post some photos and videos. I'm sorry, I'm behind on everything. But he just passed $4 million 2 days ago. I wanted to make this video yesterday, but I ran out of time. There were too many trades. Every time I tried to make this video, another trade would pop up and I was like, ah! So I'm filming this on May 31st. But 2 days ago, David Hanlon passed 4 million. I think he made 35,000 on the day. And in case you don't know who Dave Hanlon is, he actually is an amazing guy. You should follow him, the laptop legend. Really good guy, but also he did something that I joke about. Many of you don't realize I assign burpees to people when they make bad trades. And he actually did all the burpees I assigned him. Where's the photo? Maybe he deleted it. He posts a lot of charts, which is cool. But he also posted, here we go. These are his burpees. So he's already ripped, and now he's even more ripped. His wife and him were here in Italy, and it's pretty cool. And he lost $89,000 on an undisciplined trade, and he literally just did 89,000 burpees to make up for it. And he said this was by far the hardest, most drawn out, mentally grueling thing he ever attempted in his life. And some people will be like, come on, Tim, that's excessive. You have to be excessive in your discipline. He just passed 4 million, and we had some really good hikes here in Italy. I'll share some videos and some lessons with him, but it was the discipline that got him over $4 million. And, he's been in my chat room for a while. It's actually pretty cool. Whoever posted this, where was it? One more tweet. Sorry, too many tweets. DB said, for me, this is living proof that a small account can go the distance with discipline and the right mindset. I remember when we were at similar account sizes in Tim Sykes' chat room, late 2022 or late 2020, banging OTCs just puts things in perspective. Not everyone has made, $4 million in 4 years, but David has, and I am so damn proud of him. I'm also flying out JCP, Juan C. Pena, my newest millionaire student, so you'll hear from him how he turned 2,000 into $1 million. But it's discipline dedication, and then the trades adding up over time. And in a hot market like this is when you can really accelerate your gains. Not necessarily brokerage account gains. You got to accelerate your knowledge account gains first. You have 2 accounts. You must grow your knowledge account before you can consistently grow your brokerage account. I know you don't want to hear it, but 40 plus millionaires, it is the truth. So many things to talk about. First, also, I want to talk about this. I woke up and Snoop Dogg is #1 trending on Twitter because Luka just had a grid shot and he was like, who's crying now? He's talking crap to Snoop. And like literally, it looks like he's like in the direction of Snoop and Snoop is laughing. But this is what is happening in the stock market right now. And frankly, the world and media. It's not always the headline, okay? Snoop Dogg was #1 trending for this because it literally looks like he's trash talking to him. But Luka's talking about, not crying to this guy. There's a guy in the audience who's making like a little crying face thing. Luka wasn't talking to Snoop Dogg. Stop trying to clickbait. Let me just show you this. So you see, he's making the crying face. Snoop is like sitting here somewhere. And it looks like he's looking at Snoop. Why am I bringing this up? What does this have to do with trading? It's a lot about perspective, okay? I can't tell you how many people message me where they're like, I don't believe in AI. Why are these AI stocks going up so much? It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if AI is going to be big. It doesn't matter anything at all. Right now, AI is in the news. It's hot. NVIDIA, which supplies the chips behind AI, is the hottest stock in the world. So accept it. You don't have to try to be like a Karen and be like, this is wrong, this is not real. Just accept it and go with it and trade whatever is hot. And I would also say utilize AI. Whether AI takes off eventually or not, it's huge in terms of research. I have this whole presentation, I'll link it below, where, there's a $2 trillion shock coming. And frankly, I think that you can really capitalize by using AI and XGPT. This is a new AI product that we have that really just gets people, better prepared. I gotta find, where was it? So many freaking tweets. Shoot, I should have prepared better. I'm not even gonna edit this. I just want you to see what's going on. Where was it? I thought I had saved. Oh, that's Luka. This is David. Oh, this is me waking up, by the way. Pretty cool. Here in Italy, and I have a few millionaire students with me now.
How you guys feeling?
This is Bryce and Matt Monaco. Bryce just crossed over 1 million. Matt's over 2 million. Pretty cool. This was it. Gotcha. So this was where was it? Oh my God! Way too many plays. Way too many tweets. Sorry. I promise I was more prepared. Here we go. So SMMT. This was literally 2 days ago. So I'm filming this on May 31st. On May 29th, SMMT was XGPT, which is, the AI trading system that I literally have invested millions into. This is why my company isn't profitable. My teaching business isn't profitable right now. And I don't say that proudly. I just want to be real with you because we've invested so much into building AI. AI is expensive AF. And it's working though, and it might not be perfect, but XGPT had an alert out on the 28th saying SMMT was the top play. And it gave a whole explanation. If you have XGPT, you can click it and it explains why it's the #1 play. And it comes out with, a signal price and then an exit price. The interesting thing with SMMT, for those of you who did nail it, who have XGPT, we send out an email around 3:14, 3:15 p.m. and it's all about building a watch list and looking at plays that can spike big the next day. Okay, so it's about overnight positions. In SMMT, it went up. It was nice. The alert goes out and then there's a signal price and an exit price. And AI usually has like a pretty conservative exit price. That's how I programmed it. I'm pretty conservative. The signal price was at 310. The exit price would have been at 410. That was the goal. Interestingly, SMMT had really good news. You couldn't get out at 410. It was halted for news. And some people are like, this is impossible. How do you call this? We're not predicting the news, okay? XGPT is programmed to be based on price action. And it's basically a way to curate the best plays. These other stocks didn't really do anything huge. It's not perfect. It's not going to win 100% of the time. But I would not trade and I would not build a watch list without using XGPT, without using AI, without using help. And this was SMMT. BURU is spiking pre-market as I'm filming this. Just another play. So this was SMMT. It was halted here because the news came out, and when it did reopen, it was good news, and it went all the way up to the 8s, and actually to the 10s, came down to the 7s, went up all the way to the 12s. But if you're in this anywhere here, you basically triple your money. And huge shout out to a few people who nailed it. Where was it? Oh my God, I swear I was more organized. Lucy was another big runner. Where was the SMMT people? I thought I had a tweet from that. Oh, it's in here. Sorry. I made the tweet big and I wiped out Sabrina's thing. Sabrina was in at 311 out at 961. Second biggest trade of her career. And she was in my, challenge webinar last night. I gave a webinar last night. Already pre-market. This is happening, but I just want you to see people are thanking me for the webinar. It was like midnight. There was somebody else who banked big on SMMT. Who was it? I think his name was Jeff. I want you to see that this is real. This is like, I'm very proud to be real in an industry full of fakes. Where was it? Oh, I Love Egg made like $1.50 a share on NNE, which was another big runner. I'll go over my trades in a second just so you understand. But I think it's important that you understand that it ain't just me. It's my students too. Where was it? Oh my God, way too many people. Jeff Dewey, 3 for 3 on trades today, over 50% wins on each. That's awesome. Retiree Chris made 693, my second best day ever. I'm giving little karmas to them. It's like a Facebook like, but it's on my website. Oh, Sharon made 200% on SMMT. I got to give props to her. There was another one. Shoot, who was it? I think it was Jeff. Where was it? Oh, I love this one. Tony Poen, $8,300 realized gains on the week, on the day, 10K week so far. I'm sort of in shock. I love this. And I said this during the challenge webinar. I'll say it now. You will be surprised at what you can earn and how fast you can earn it after you have enough preparation, after you have studied enough. And it doesn't matter what strategy, it doesn't matter what play it's on. It's all about being prepared in this hot market, whether it's SMMT, whether it's NNE, whether it's SMFL, whether it's anything. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to capture the gains and learn from how to capturing the gains. Here was Scott 522, got caught in all the SMMT halts. So this is the thing, right? So Scott has XGPT. He got in at 317, out at 994. Okay? The halts are annoying, but sometimes it actually really works well. And it forces you to stay in it. So props to everyone there. Oh, the SMMT. God, what? I don't know. There's too many of them. Anyways, I'll link this, presentation so that you can understand why I think that the small cap market is about to be on fire and why I think you need, XGPT and AI help. Some people are like, what's the difference between XGPT and Oracle and Iris? They're all basically droids. There's different droids in like the Star Wars universe, and there's C-3PO, R2-D2, and people ask like, what's the difference between these? I mean, they all are programmed differently. They all have different functionality, but they're all designed to help you find the best plays. The problem that I see too many people having, you're trading random setups and you're going to get random results. So you think you suck at trading, you think trading is hard, you're just trading the wrong stuff. And even if you are trading the right stuff, you're trading it in the wrong time frame, right? Like a lot of people are trying to trade SMMT after the fact. You need to hear about it and you need to have it on your watch list ahead of time. Sometimes there's multi-day runners like ASTS, which is beautiful. I'll go over that in a second. But many of the best gains happen very quick. So seconds matter, minutes matter, and you need either, AI or, stocks to trade breaking news. I'll highlight that because I literally would not trade without stocks to trade breaking news. They've been on fire this week. They just nailed Lucy, RSLS, and NVOS right during, my challenge webinar last night. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Jeff last night, what was this? This was around like 4:30, I think. Jeff nailed NVOS. Where was it? Come on, Jeff. Show me your comment. Now I'm just thinking about it. Where is Jeff? There we go. Jeff was in NVOS at 50 cents, out at 85 cents. STT strikes again. And I am so damn proud of this because this is, let's not look at SMMT. Let's look at NVOS. So Matt, Monaco, and I were giving a challenge webinar last night, and there were fireworks. We went outside for the fireworks. But NVOS, oh, this is today. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm filming this pre-market. The news came out right here, okay? They received some good confirmation, and it was 4:30 p.m. Stocks to Trade breaking news alerted it. Wait. I can zoom in. Matt Monaco taught me to zoom in. I just want you to see how fast it is. Stocks to Trade breaking news alerted at 4:32. So right here on this green candle when it was like 58, 59. And, I wish in hindsight that I didn't go outside and look at the fireworks, but, fireworks are beautiful. And I, didn't know that there was a breaking news play right at that time. But if you have stocks to trade breaking news, and if you are prepared and you recognize that this is a hot market, so you got to be prepared as much as possible. Obviously, we all have busy lives, but if you can be there pre-market, near the open, midday, after hours, whatever it is, guess what? That is the time to focus right now in this market because I don't know how many shares Jeff bought, but he bought it right around here in the 50s and went all the way up to 90. This is literally 4:32 p.m. last night. This is 4:44 p.m. 12 minutes to make 50% on your money, okay? So when you look at like my students, you start to realize, wait a minute, there's a whole lot of upside here. Lucy, I had the other day, stocks to trade breaking news alerted the news with their chat GPT enabled glasses. Probably hype. The glasses will probably suck. Who cares? Okay. Just like the Snoop Dogg video with Luca talking trash, perception is reality. And so LUCY, this is literally went from 30 cents up to $1.30. And this was at 8:44 a.m. or 8:45 a.m. And this is 10:30. An hour and a half. Okay? An hour and a half to quadruple your money. I'm not saying you have to time it perfectly. I didn't time it perfectly. No one times things perfectly. But the opportunity is there. And this is when the breaking news happens. Stocks to trade breaking news alerted the news right here. They launched Eddie Bauer, chat GPT enabled glasses. That's it. And I just want you guys to see this upside. Then it's choppy. And this is the thing, right? So even if you're trading Lucy here after a while, it's very choppy. This is the time to really push it. And even before it spikes up over $1, like it's pretty choppy. I sold way too early. These are my trades, okay? I'm now closing in on 7.7 million. Year to date, I'm closing in on 150,000. Really nice, nearly double what I made last year. It was a tough market for me. I wasn't very good, with short squeezes. But just this month, let me just show you what's going on. Because this month, I'm basically averaging like $1,000 a day, which doesn't sound huge, a little more than $1,000 a day. But the gains are there, and I'm taking small positions. And again, I'm holding some plays overnight. NNE, this was an overnight play. Sold it $2 a share too soon. ASTS, this was a morning panic. Timed it pretty well. But I'm locking in 1,400, 1,300, 998. My 3 last trades. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video. If I can teach you to make $1,000 on a trade, you'll become a millionaire. Okay? I demonstrate it. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. 34,000 on the month, but roughly $1,000 at a time, and I'm not always right. I tried to dip by SOPH the other day, lost 300. I had another loss. What was it, like 600 somewhere? RSLS 646. Okay, I got a little too aggressive on this one. Thought that it would keep going, and it didn't. LIDR I underestimated, but it's okay. Okay, like I'm not going to time things perfectly, but there's so many plays like Lucy. You have to be a moron. I'm sorry to be cruel, but you have to be a moron not to make money on this. If you have stocks to trade breaking news, again, going back to Snoop Dogg and perception is reality, ChatGPT is so hot. Whether or not you believe in AI, whether or not you believe in ChatGPT, whether or not these glasses are even going to be good, even if they sell none. They'll probably sell some because it sounds pretty cool. But Lucy ran previously. Former runners can run again. So literally, I can't even type. Like, there's so many plays right now. And I know some people, you haven't chosen the option with your broker to trade pre-market or after hours. Call your damn broker. Get the option to trade pre-market and after hours. In this market, you cannot afford to be unprepared. Okay? If you can't trade pre-market or after hours, I get it. Most of the time, it's not worth it. But sometimes it is. And I couldn't have traded this any worse. I'm buying this here in the 39s, out in the 55s. I still made 40% plus in a few minutes. But remember, an hour later, this thing is hitting $1.20. So when you look at my trades, don't you dare think that I am best case scenario. Don't you dare think that like, oh, Sykes is so good. His millionaire students are so good. Like, I'm taking a pittance of the profits. Look it up if you don't know what the word pittance means. Let me Google pittance just so you understand. Let me get rid of this breaking news. I'll link the breaking news and AI below. Pittance, a very small or inadequate amount of money, okay? This is a pittance of a trade. And yet I was there and I alerted it. I'm a better teacher than I am trader. I also rebought it again a little higher in the 50s and sold in the 68s. This was as much as I could push it because I just, I'd rather be safe. I just didn't know that it was going to go over $1. But again, the first Lucy trade was a pre-market one on the stocks to trade breaking news. This Lucy trade was a price action play near the market open as I realized that it could go further. So all you need is one catalyst, whether it's the news, whether it's the price action, whether it's the news and the price action. But you start to try different stuff. And I'm sorry that I have like spelling mistakes. Look at this. I say potential dip buy on any big dip. It didn't get any big dip. I say, I can't even type fast enough. Literally. Don't just wait for alerts to get alerted about plays. Get in the chat room, get the tools, be self-sufficient. That's what I love of all my millionaire students. They're all self-sufficient. Okay? People like David Hanlon, he doesn't need my plays anymore. I just taught him patterns and rules. And then he went off on it. And now he trades much more aggressive. He's making 35 grand in a day. I haven't made 35 grand in a day in several years because I'm trading small. I go back to a small account every year. I trade with a small account. It actually would do me no good and it would actually do harm to my students if I traded big, because then you would think, oh, Sykes is trading big, I can trade big. No, David has been in this. Again, he's so disciplined, did 89,000 burpees just because I told him to. That doesn't apply to 99.9% of you. But I do want to show you what is possible later on in your career. And whether you make 1,800 like me or 35 grand in a day, that's fine. I want to show you a few other people. Where was it? This was Lucy, by the way. This was the stocks to trade breaking news gain. Right when the stocks to trade breaking news alerted it, and literally 257% gain in like an hour and a half. People like David caught it 68 to $1.14. Pretty awesome. Okay, that's an amazing trade. He actually had much more patience than I did. Fernando in at 88, out at 98. $200 profit in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Again, if at any point during this video you ever want to follow instructions or you ever want to show me that you're listening, leave a comment below and say, I love this market. If you can make $200 in 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and mind you, this thing, he's putting in basically what, $2,500? $2,500 and he's making $200. So I know I said make $1,000, but like even if you have a small account, making 100 or 200 allows you to trade bigger later on. And then you can make 1,000 or two with a bigger account size. But at first, sometimes you need to make $100 or $200, but at least you see it. Okay? This is why I'm so proud with Fernando, because he's posting the chart. He sees the breakout. This is all right near the open. And, let me just, I have bad vision. This is 80 cents a share, and it goes up to $1.14. And this is all in like 20, 30 minutes. Okay. This is what's possible. This is what's possible. Carina in at 108, out at 128. Personal record, 15%. Has a catalyst, up on good news. Beautiful chart, beautiful breakout. I don't even think this was on the initial spike. I think this was on the follow-up spike. Yeah, you can see here. This was the initial spike when the news came out, and there's a clear break here. Around $1 a share, and it just gets nutty. So Carina nailed it. Babak in at 51, out at 67. This is a beautiful trade. And I know some people are paper trading. Some people are trading with 100 shares. You just have to get in the rhythm. And in a hot market, there's so many opportunities like SMMT, like NVOS, now LUCY. I still can't get over Sabrina. Sabrina got lucky a little bit with the halts. Sometimes it's dangerous with the halts because, you don't know if it's going to be, how long it's going to be. And, you don't know if it's going to open at 9 or 8 or 7 or 6. But if you're in the right setup, you have better odds of success. So all of you asking, is XGPT right every time? No. Is XGPT perfect? No. But it does highlight the best setups. That's going to give you better odds of success every single day. So you choose, again, do you want to trade pre-market, at the open, midday, afternoon, or after hours? There's multiple different times during the day, and you have to treat different trades differently. I wouldn't trade a stock at the open the same way I would trade an after hours play. But there are opportunities, okay? And you got to learn which strategy or which strategies or which time frame or time frames work best for you. But XGPT is always highlighting the best setups so that they can be added to your watch list. Same thing with stocks to trade breaking news. And that's why I'm so proud of it. Carlos also halfway to my 1K today pre-market thanks to STSS. STSS was a big runner. Let me pull up STSS. This was crazy. I'm just trying to keep up. I've already had 3 double cappuccinos today because I can't type fast enough. But you can see here, the big spikes and former spikers can keep going. So this is news again. So it spiked, but it was very quick. This was actually better because there was news here and then it curled up and you have a nice cup and handle here. From the 40s and the 50s all the way up to the 80s. Let me show you my trades just so you understand. This is me trading Lucy. ASTS was really good. I underestimated this. Oh, let me bring this up real quick. Sorry, I'm so out of it. But ASTS, they have the Verizon deal news. This was right after AT&T last week. So all these big telecommunications companies are wanting to work with them for their satellite product. So this is, very good news. It's a very good legitimizer for an upcoming small company. In ASTS, mind you, I was buying this in the 6s. Got some at 691, some at 677, and this is a 15-minute trade. And I was so pumped, this is a terrible trade in hindsight because I'm dip buying it, which is good, but then I'm selling. And I'm just, this was my 4th trade, I think within an hour or two. So I felt like I was over trading a little bit, and I was just happy to get the bounce. And I can't even type. Look, I'm on fire. The market is on fire. Get in chat. Use stocks to trade breaking news. It's a fire at wheel market right now. And this was me so pumped taking it for 3%. This, again, in hindsight, I just didn't think that it would go that much because it was already up so much. This was right around, what was it? It was this dip. It's laughable in the grand scheme of how ASTS, played out. But I saw the spike here from, the dip from 570. It got up to 750, and I'm catching it on the dip here in the 6s. So I like, near the open, I like buying the dip on a morning spike or a dip on the morning panic. I'll get to my next ASTS trade in a bit too. But this was a morning spiker. The news, well, you can't really see. Well, this was the Verizon. The Verizon news came out right here. Okay, this is what caused this spike. So it's already up from 5s to the 6s when I'm buying it, and it had already hit the 7s. But I'm dip buying it right in here, and I'm so pumped to take this little thing, right? I gotta zoom in. Matt taught me. So I took it from here to like here. It's funny to look back. Sometimes, you're just not going to take the meat of the move. But again, $777, I'm pretty happy, especially because I thought I was chasing a little. I thought I was over trading. Then I took a loss on SOPH and I was like, okay, I'm definitely over trading. Let me stop for a little bit. I stopped for 2 minutes and then or 2 hours, not 2 minutes. Then I stopped for a little bit and then NNE broke out. And this is a laughable trade. Like, I want you to see when I profit, it's not like I'm like, oh my God, I nailed it from bottom to top. I'm usually just taking a little piece of the move and I'm oftentimes selling too soon. Because again, if you ever wonder what is Tim Sykes going to do, I'm going to take the safe approach. This was NNE. Again, in hindsight, laughable. 675 to 714. I was late to dinner. Matt and Bryce and everyone was waiting for me at dinner, and I stayed behind because I was like, I'm buying this on the breakout, and this is important, right? So like sometimes I'm dip buying a morning spike. Sometimes I'm buying a breaking news spike. This one is a technical breakout. Okay, so this one is in play. This is the former high here at 630, and it goes to like 660, comes down, goes up to 717 and comes down. And what did it come down to, right? 650, the same level. So it held the breakout pretty well, even though this is choppy. And I got it basically from here in the mid sixes to the sevens. I took this. I missed more. But again, I was waiting to go to, or they were waiting on me to go to dinner. And I was like, no, I got to do this trade. And the cool thing is you can have multiple strategies. So that was my $780 profit on NNE. But this was a better profit. So I have multiple newsletters. This was for my Supernova newsletter where I'm trying to hold it longer. It's a weekend trader. I know weekend trader people are like, aren't you supposed to buy stocks on Friday? But I said rare midweek buy because I said this is a fast moving stock presenting at a conference next week. And I saw the technical breakout. And on this one, I wanted to hold it overnight. So you can like take a position and divide it up into two with two different plans sometimes. I knew that there was a potential profit short term based on the technical breakout, but I also knew that there was more momentum. And again, in hindsight, I still sold too early, but I made nearly $1 a share, which for me is a lot. When I sold into this morning spike the next day, which was yesterday, it got all the way up to 880 in the morning. So I made $1 a share and I missed out on $1 a share. And then in the afternoon, it actually got up to the nines. I don't know, how high it's going to go. There's no way I would have held through this dip from 860 to 750. I'm not going to hold through $1 a share dip. But I sold it here into the morning spike. Probably should have given it more time. But I was just so amped because understand, I'm trading pre-market. Yesterday pre-market, aside from NNE, I nailed SMFL and MNTS for some pre-market gains. So literally I'm like taking pre-market gains. I'm taking midday gains. I'm taking overnight gains. Like every strategy that I have right now is firing on all cylinders. And I just have to be careful because it's very easy to get too cocky when you're like, yo, I'm winning 100% of the time. I can do no wrong. Let me go all in. That's usually the beginning of your downfall. But I was pretty happy locking all of this in. And I'm really proud of this trade. So this was yesterday at the market open or near the market open. In ASTS, remember, I had underestimated it. It kept going. This was my trade here from the high sixes to the low sevens. It kept going all the way to the mid tens here. But I didn't want to chase it, and I wait for my morning panic here. Okay? So again, into the mid tens, and it kind of, let me just zoom out for a second. It kind of double tops in the mid tens, right? Right here, high 1020, comes down to 860, back to 1020. Then back again. So yesterday, this thing was fading. And it was a nice morning panic on the double top, right? So you get a double top, little attempted bounce, failed bounce, and then it comes crashing down. And I was alerting in the chat room, like this is the beautiful thing. I want you to see why you need to be in my chat room. It's not just for like the students, doing really well. I'm also giving commentary like crazy fireworks. But like, just look at this. This is my commentary, all time stamped, which is pretty cool. Where was it? It was near the open. Yeah. So I'm more active like pre-market and near the open because that's just like better for my schedule. That's what I really like. So this was at 9:37 a.m. and I said ASTS potential dip buy, the bigger the panic, the better. So just to help you understand when this was, 9:37 was right here. So it was like around 8:20, 8:15. So I saw it dropping off of the highs in the 10s. But again, if you study my dip buy strategy, I like big round numbers to get taken out, because when a big round number gets taken out, that creates a lot of, selling, automatic selling based on the stop losses. Okay. So I'm still learning how to zoom in. How sad is that? In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it goes from 930 down to 780, 790. Okay? This is near max panic for a stock that has been one of the strongest stocks over the past few days. They now have deals with AT&T and Verizon, big legitimizer for their satellite technology. But I don't want to just dip buy randomly. If you just, try to say this is the bottom at 850 and you get run over. But it did break 8, and there were a ton of stop losses that went off at 8, and I got it here. I alerted 937 was right here on this green candle. And I said, potential morning panic, but I need more panic first. Read what I say. Potential buy, the bigger the panic, the better. So this was at 9:37 a.m. I'm waiting for that key level to crack. And then what happens? This is 9:41, 4 minutes later, and I got it on the dip. Okay? And it's, my morning panic dip buy. I'll link this blog post. I'll link breaking news. I'll link XGPT, and I'll link this. This is my morning panic pattern. I love it. When a terrible, panic happens near the open, due to stop losses, due to newbies, and then the recently strong play usually bounces back. I wouldn't say that it necessarily bounces back to the highs, and this is just one example. If you read this blog post, there's a bunch of different, examples. But this is what I'm looking. I'm looking for this max panic near the open, and that usually opens up tremendous dip buying opportunities. So I'm really proud of this trade because I got it in the high 7s. I, previewed it 4 minutes before I even bought, which is kind of cool. I called my own shot basically. And then I sold it in the mid 8s. And, this wasn't a perfect trade. It's not like a huge percentage, but it is predictable and you can do it almost any day when there's a multi-day runner and you're looking for morning panic. Again, as I'm filming this is pre-market. ASTS, it's already back down to 8. I would love to see another morning panic. Okay? It's kind of like dropping a little bit, but it's fading. If it breaks 780 today, it should have some support at 750. But I would love to see it blow through 780 and 750. If this goes down to let's say 7, and in a perfect world it goes to 690, I'll be dip buying. I don't have any predisposition or bias being I must buy this at 725. That's where the VWAP. Shut the hell up, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know where the bottom is. This is clearly it's uptrending, and now it's kind of like Table Mountain in South Africa where it's just downtrending. I don't know how low it goes, but the bigger the panic, the better. And if this can crack 750 or 7 today, I'll watch and I might dip buy it, because then if it, let's say in a perfect world it breaks 7, okay, there's some support here at 690. I would love to dip buy this at 690. And, again, there might be an offering. There might be more free fall. It could break 690. I don't know where the bottom is. But the bigger the panic, the better, because then it can bounce. And, yesterday I had a nice, basically 50 cent a share bounce. And this is a really great trade for me. Okay, because I link to the blog post. I call it ahead of time. It doesn't get much easier than that. Remember, I donate all my trading profits to charity. So whether I make $1,400, whether I make $1,000, it doesn't do anything for me personally. But I like showing you the process behind all of these. And now again, year to date, trading very safely, very cautiously, now up 145,000 halfway through the year, which is I'm just really happy with that. And you'll see me start taking bigger position sizes because now I have a bigger account and I have more confidence, and I think I'm doing pretty well. But I don't want to get too cocky. No matter what you do, I always say don't get too cocky. I have all these tweets saved of different students. Whether it's David, I tell him don't be cocky. Whether it's Fernando, I say don't get cocky. Whether it's Karina, I say don't get cocky. Babak, don't get cocky. Every single one of you, if you have XGPT, just because they nailed SMMT doesn't mean that every day is going to be, a perfect triple. You just take it one day at a time. And Carlos is a good example. Halfway to my 1K today, pre-market. Thanks. Stocks to Trade breaking news on STSS. So, again, so many plays, so many students, so much opportunity. I'm sorry if I didn't call your name. I'm sorry if I didn't go over, your pattern. There's so much going on right now. And it's good, but it is a little overwhelming. So I got to do like these overview videos to try to keep up with everybody. I will link the blog post so that you can see and learn more. There's some YouTube videos in there too, so you can see the morning panics in action. I'll link Stocks to Trade breaking news and XGPT. Watch this presentation, see why the next few months are probably going to be amazing. You'll see why I make a pittance. But literally, like some people are like, oh, why do you always like promote so much? These are tools, guys, okay? Of course I'm going to promote tools that can really help you and save you. I personally use XGPT and breaking news every single day. And the upside value, the upside potential is so enormous compared to the cost. I want more millionaire students, but I'm trying to give you the education. I'm trying to give you the tools. So people are like, oh, you just promote it. Yeah, I promote education. I promote preparation. Okay? I'll never stop promoting tools and education that can change your life. Why? Because there's so many fakes in this industry. Guess what? Look at my trades. I'm showing every trade. Go and ask somebody else. There's so many fakers out there these days. They post one trade like every week or every 3 weeks, and it's a big trade. And people are like, I want that. I'm in here every single day. Good trade, bad trade, missed trade, made trade. I don't care. I got to show you the process. I got to show you what I do in the trenches, okay? The stock market is a battlefield. And if you are unprepared, if you don't have the right tools, it's basically like taking like a butter knife to a gunfight. And, everyone else has guns. Everyone else is better prepared. Everyone else has better weapons. And you show up unprepared and you're a newbie, you're going to get annihilated, okay? You just need to get prepared. And the cool thing is you can. None of my 40 plus millionaire students or I are that great or that special. I literally just learned how to zoom in on the charts. I'm not even good at it yet. But that's what is possible in this market. You can learn a lot. You can eventually earn a lot too. So again, congrats to everybody. I'm sorry, so many students. There's only so much. Already today, I wanted to highlight, what is it? HXG. It's another pre-market spiker. No rest for the weary, right? Did you type it in wrong? XHG. This is another reason to go into the chat room. Like people, I'm filming this at like 7 a.m., but some people get up at 5, 6 a.m. Wow, look at this one. XHG is spiking up 87%. So watch that. Watch all the big percent gainers. But try to wake up early. Don Juan also did a good job on FFIE, made 3,800 overnight. Namir is trading smaller, made $172. So whether you trade big, whether you trade small, whether you trade conservative or aggressive, you do what works for you and you learn, okay? So many plays. This is my watch list on the left-hand side. These are pre-market gainers already today. XHG, BURU, NVOS, ADAP, PRST, DHAC, FFIE. And I'm sure there's going to be more. I'm filming this before 7 a.m. Eastern. So I hope this helps you. Again, leave a comment below. Say, I love this market. Try to take singles on these plays. Don't worry if you miss one. Don't worry if you sell too soon. You're just trying to get in tune with the market. And you're trying to get your little piece of the pie. And the good news is, it's like a bakery. They're making fresh baked pies every day. Every day right now, there's more and more big percent gainers. And again, no matter what your skill level is, what your time zone is, what your account size is, it's all up to you to try to capitalize on this market. Okay? You want to be like David? I wouldn't necessarily recommend 89,000 burpees. He's disciplined, but he hated it too. But he studied his butt off, and now he's over 4 million. Shout out to JCP. I'll get him on video when he's here in a few days. And I'm just so proud of so many people. And even if it's not you who's becoming a millionaire, take a look around in the chat room. Take a look around in the challenge. This is where I create all my millionaires, and you'll be shocked how some people really rise to the top when they take it seriously. I'll post a link to the challenge below. But you choose your dedication level. I love this market. I gotta get another coffee. Leave a comment below. Say I love this market. Click some links below. I'll see you in chat.